Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studio. Welcome to Parents' Night Out with no new friends. Real, raw hilarity. It's your night out without the kids. So kick back, relax, and get ready to let loose with us. This is Parents' Night Out with no new friends.
What is going on YouTube? I'm going to do some troubleshooting here to try to fix the audio on the stream. So bear with us for 1 second. All right. Test.
There's a bear.
Test.
I love bears.
What type of bear?
A gay one, obviously.
Ah, yeah.
Test.
Testing.
Testes, 1, 2.
Testes.
You only have one,
Testes.
Scott.
Yeah,
Testy.
just one.
Everyone sounds perfect. I don't know if it just fixed itself, but if someone wants to double check that by somebody, Darren, if you want to double check.
Testing.
Everyone sounds great to me.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Test
3.
1, 2. Test 1, 2.
Crickets. You don't want to fill in the theme.
Hey, everything sounds fine.
Everything sounds good, right?
Yeah.
I don't know
The producer
how or
says it's
why,
fine.
but that's what pisses me off, though, because I didn't do anything. I haven't done anything. Miranda, welcome
you didn't
in.
just-
Charles, welcome
Well, I
in.
turned my gain up last week.
Yeah, but Lewis said everyone was silent except for me. Like he said, he listened to it in his car, and he had to turn it like all the way up.
That's usually what I have to do as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can vouch for that because the next morning we got in the car and the music was blaring. And he said it was because he was listening to the podcast.
That's funny. What's up, Jaws? What's up, Miranda? What's up, the other 5 of you that are in here?
I'm one of them.
Yeah, well, so same. So it's Miranda and Jaws. You know what's funny is I see 6 people watching, and we used to get really excited about that, but it's hard to get excited when I just did 2.6K today on TikTok.
Try doing 750 standing at a Dick's.
And then going to a sporting goods store.
Like, we peaked. I'm never going to beat that. There's no way I'm ever going to beat 2.6K. Ever.
Friday we might.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe if I go.
You have to go.
If I could just take off a day, I definitely would.
You should. You own your own business. You can take off
Exactly,
whenever
which
you
means
want.
if something happens, I'm responsible to fix that problem. Because guess who they call?
Doesn't your dad own the business too?
That's the thing. If he's driving, then that's what I'm saying. If we have some schools off and nobody takes off, then I can go, because then my dad can cover anything. But if he's driving, because he's usually the first to drive, then I'm the guy on call that needs to
Can't
fix
like
the
your mom
issues.
drive?
No, need a special license. That's the problem.
This is why deportation is bad.
Oh my god.
It doesn't really fit this, but stay woke.
Hey, Jaws. I am back on land, unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately, boo.
I'd rather be on a cruise right now.
Oh, we're happy
What's
to see
wrong?
you. Is that Sean's new nickname? All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
3.
Yes.
Oh wait, if you ever go on Drag Nick, I knew you had a name before, but it should now be Anita Cruz, and you can plug Standpiper.
I like it.
Oh.
I like that. All right, 3.
Go Birds, Eagles, Remy says.
Fuck. 3. 2. You know, if you guys let us get through this episode, I do have a surprise at the end. Jesus fuck. 3, 2, 1. There are so many great ways to connect with us. Just check out our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our really sweet merchandise and join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can watch us record all these. Well, actually, you can. Alex, cut that.
What is this, Disneyverse?
That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can have access to all sorts of exclusive content, including early release, cutting room floor, and whenever we do any contest, you're in, buddy. Also, we are recording live, streaming live on the YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Monday night. And also, we go live from the theme parks on TikTok once a week at theparks.nonewfriends. My name is Scott. I'm the host. With me, as always, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Go Birds.
The Jewish American princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
Are you talking about Big Bird?
The wise man, Darren.com.
It's clobbering time.
And our producer, Alex. So I know we have a lot to get to tonight, but I'm like coming down with a cold. It like started yesterday, and I've taken 4 different medications in the last 15 minutes just to try to like knock it out of my system. So hopefully I make it through this episode without like losing my mind. But I've definitely like. Definitely, I don't know.
I think you're starting to
High as a-
seize.
High as a
Are
draft
you also
scooter?
getting a cold?
What?
Are you also getting a cold?
Yeah.
You said coming down.
Um,
Oh,
I was wondering who
my
cold
best
was
jokes are the ones you have
myself.
to explain.
Yeah.
But I hate it. I hate getting sick, and I've got this trip to Mexico next week. So it's like, I guess it's better that it's like this week that it's happening to me. And I've been dumb as hell. Like,
Oh, I
felt it-
forgot you're going to Mexico because your wife didn't book the trip through Sandpiper Vacations.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
And if
Nobody
you
cares.
want
Your wife.
to not have Nick give you a guilt trip for a year, make sure you book your vacations through Sandpiper Vacations. Just reach out to him, sandpipervacations.com. Tell him that the No New Parents Night Out podcast. Tell him that No New Friends sent you.
So tell them somebody. It's just somebody sent you.
Somebody sent you. Somebody from this show sent you. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I'm lucky that I got it this week and not next week because now I have a chance to kick it. But I've been dumb, and I went to Epcot with Rachel.
What's next week?
Mexico. I just said that.
I was promoting our
Not paying
podcast. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So yeah, yesterday went to Epcot. Today went to Magic Kingdom. But before we get into Magic Kingdom, we've got just the tip of sports with Nick.
The tip. We got more than the tip today.
Wow.
We have a full-on touchback down action, I think.
Okay, touch back down.
That made
action.
perfect sense to me.
Sounded
Yes.
right. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds perfect, right, Sarah?
Yep.
Sarah's like, that sounded good.
I believe him.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched last night, but it was the commercials, and then there was like a game in between.
There was some good
yeah.
commercials.
There was
Nick.
some really good commercials, and there was like some deep ones this year.
The Harrison
There's
Ford
one.
one.
There's one about. I don't know. There's one about obesity, and it just made me think of Scott right away. But it was like right on
helped
point of
fund
like
that, yeah.
we're all obese right now. Like
Right.
fix it.
Or how about the cancer kid with the boxing? Like he rang the bell and he looked like Rocky and he ran up the steps because he just beat cancer. I'm like, not me crying before the game even starts.
I'll be honest. I missed half of them because we didn't know where the sports game was anymore. apparently, it's on. Is it Fubo TV?
I was on.
Fubi?
Tubi.
Tubu?
Yeah, I was.
Tubi.
I watched it on Tubi this year.
I
Yeah.
didn't know where to watch it, so
Yeah.
I just Sean and I both literally turned on the Apple TV. We're like, play ball, and it just found it there, I guess. So
Fox. It was just on Fox.
No, they wouldn't show it unless you watched it on cable. Fox News, or not Fox News, Fox Sports, and the Fox Channel was promoting it to watch it on Tubi for
I watched
absolutely
it on
free.
Hulu. On
Yeah, we
Fox.
watched it
Yeah, I
on
know
Hulu.
because you pay for the sports.
Oh no, I paid. No, I paid for the regular basic package.
You pay for Hulu Live, which also is like cable. So that's why you were able to watch it on Fox.
Yes,
Gotcha. Miranda
Clearly-
says she loves the sloth commercial. Yes, that was
was a good one.
oh, that was a
fantastic.
good one too. Yeah, clearly we don't have sports networks in our house or know where to find them, but we found it eventually. I watched the guys. From what Piper said, she thought they were just in a black color, but apparently it was green.
it did look black on Tubi.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely looked black on
it was a
Tubi.
very dark color. She's
Oh,
like,
it's
"What?"
February.
She's like, "What team are we rooting for?" And I was like, "I don't care, just any Taylor's team." But I don't think she won, right?
She did not. No,
Oh.
she did not.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, she did not win. She had a rough night.
Do you think she still got action though?
I think his dick's gonna be limp for a while. To be completely honest with you, that was a beating. They got beat off the whole game, beat down the whole game. Sorry.
Oh, I missed
Wow.
that. I missed that part. Damn it.
You missed the beating off.
I missed the beating off, jacking. Yeah, so it was sports, and congrats to your team, Chris.
Thank you. Yes,
It's your team, right? You own it?
Yes. How could you? Yes.
Because
What gave it away?
You paid the taxes, I think you said in one episode, and
I think you're right. Something about that.
I think that's how it works.
I think yes. I think that's.
I did say at one point, I said, congratulations to Chris' team. I'm so happy for him. And I think it was Darren was like, did he play? Like, was he playing? I was like, no, he's nursing an Achilles injury.
My heart rate was the same as most of the Eagles. I didn't see a lot of the commercials because I have a horrible, like watching the Super Bowl and the Eagles are in it is the least fun thing I could do all year. First of all, 3 hours of one day a year will determine my mental health for the next year. So that's already stressful. I wake up, pit in my stomach, diarrhea 3 times. Then you have to wait till 6:30, and then it's not even fun to watch the game. I can't sit down. I'm standing the whole time.
I get it. And like, I've never experienced that. So the Super Bowl is just the thing that happens in February.
Yeah, which you could relax and eat tacos and drink beer.
So much snacks.
I have to be 100% sober. I can't have a sip of alcohol. I pace the floor. So I did not see most of the commercials because I'm pacing my kitchen. I have to leave the room and do some pacing. And it's the most stressful thing. After we went up like 24-0, started to get a little bit easier. And especially when there was 3 minutes left in the game, they did the Gatorade shower with 3 minutes left. I was like, okay, I think we have this in the bag.
3 minutes left. He's finally excited. Yeah, but then Mahomes threw that bomb.
I know.
What? Like, there was a bomb. I don't think we can say that on the air.
It's the golden age of America, Nick. We can say it.
Yeah, it's true.
But yes, cried. I didn't cry as much as I did the first Super Bowl, but I did get teary-eyed when I saw Jalen Hurts raise the Lombardi Trophy because I've only got to see that in Madden so far. So seeing it in person was pretty magical. And then just imagining all of the Giants fans weeping that their best player on their team went to the Eagles and won a Super Bowl the next year was just icing on the cake for me. But yes, that was my experience. Then I went live and smashed all of Scott's TikTok records waiting outside of Dick's Sporting Goods for this hat.
Yeah, so Chris FaceTimes me, and he decided to go to Dick's, and I said I didn't know you were going to Nick's tonight. Found out
I did that.
Dick's Sporting Goods, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing there? And the line of Eagles fans to pick up the Super Bowl merchandise, which Chris is wearing, the hat and the shirt. And I was like, dude, go live. Like, why are you just FaceTiming me? Go live. And I feel like I loosened the jar for you because I went live earlier in the day, had a pretty good live at Epcot, and so the algorithm was already picked up. So I go and I watch Chris's live, and he's up to 750 people watching it. I've never hit over 408, I think was my my peak, and it was only for like 15 seconds, and then it plummeted.
The funniest part was also that Scott is very nervous about what he says on the TikTok lives, and because he's afraid that he'll get shadow banned and stuff. I am like cursing people out. There's Chiefs fans, and I'm calling them bums and telling them their team is ass, and the viewers just kept going up.
Maybe we'll just change this to a sports podcast now. I feel like we're onto something here.
So, Nick, here's the problem. We have like zero hope for our future because literally, you know how like I'll comment something and then I'll pin it, right? And I said Chris is waiting for Super Bowl merchandise at Dick's Sporting Goods. Every time I posted that, people, like 15 people in a row.
Oh my
What is he waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And I'm like,
I think at one point I was also like, "Hey, what are you waiting
Yes,
for?"
you
Knowing
were.
exactly what he was waiting for.
It's kind of like the time that you went to the Magic Kingdom and we're like, "Oh my God, is it the castle on fire?"
oh my god.
Yes, I guess that was my revenge.
Yeah. But dude, I'm sure the environment was electric.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
it was great.
electric.
It was great. It was like 20 degrees. I couldn't feel my hand. I had to keep switching hands because my hand kept freezing, holding the phone. but it was the best. It was the absolute. There was a DJ in there. In the
Oh, that's
in the,
cool.
There was a DJ in Dick's Sporting Goods. There was a old lady with a megaphone, and nothing gets me fired up like an old lady with a megaphone.
Was she asking you to repent? The end is near.
How'd you
Well-
know? After the Eagles won a second Super Bowl, yeah, I think the end might be near. I think that's supposed to happen.
So I am an honorary Eagles fan this year. I was pulling for you. This was the first opportunity that I had to pull for your team because the last time the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, I randomly was assigned the Chiefs in the Yob playoff pool. So Chiefs won me about $350. So I couldn't root for the Eagles then. So I was rooting for the Eagles hardcore this time. Very exciting. So I decide, you know what? I'm off on Monday. Super Bowl parade is at Magic Kingdom. Why not go? And I got to tell you, it was so exciting, Chris. The Eagles fans everywhere.
Oh yeah, we travel
everywhere, and all day, and like, you know, I'll experience this when I see another Florida State fan. I'll be like, "Go Noles" and whatever, "Go Noles." But this was all day. Go Birds, go Birds, go Birds, and then just random EAGLES Eagles. All day.
It's like in church, Scott, when they say make an offering of peace and you just shake hands, but it's it's eternal. It's just go Birds. Yeah, it's an eternal peace offering.
Yeah. So I decided to. It was myself, Remy, and Darren. And went live for the parade. Now we got our spot, and it was a great spot. And if you want to see the video, it's on TikTok at theparks.newfriends. Just go to our website. All of our links are there. And there's video on TikTok. There's going to be one on Instagram later. But we got a great spot. Got there at about 5 minutes till 2, and the parade started at 2:30. So there were people lined up from 11 o'clock. To like sit on the like, Nick, you know,
not surprising.
Yeah, you know when there's a special event, they get there, they camp out. You know, they're the first ones in the park, 6 a.m. or you know at rope drop, and they found their spot by trash can number 4, and they're just gonna sit there all day. Well, we get right up to our spot at 10 minutes till, and it was like a perfect vantage point because he's up high on a float, so it's not like you have to be in the front row. You know, in fact, the front row is probably worse. So 2 o'clock starts the Mickey's Friendship Fair show or whatever at the castle, which was fine. It was cute, whatever. But we had already seen the first part of it 3 times earlier. Every time we pass, it's like the show starting. But at least I had something to entertain TikTok live because of course I went live. But only there was only 65 people in there, and I'm like, well, this sucks. This is like a once in a lifetime Super Bowl parade. Well, not necessarily, but you know, you don't get these very often, and only 65 people are going to see it. I'm like, I bet you that dickwad Kirk down the road's going to have 1,000 people in there.
You know Kurt? You know Kurt?
Kirk.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah. So I'm the show ends. And gosh, bless those performers. They're probably going back to the green room like, wow, there's so many people to see us during this show. We've never performed that many people before.
Because none of them know what happened yesterday.
No, they're all gay men. So they probably had no clue what was.
Correct. These are all they know who won the last 5 Tonys, but they have no idea who won last night or what's happening. So the show ends. And TikTok must have started pushing us out because we're growing slowly, 150, 200, 250. So at one point, we get to 400. I'm like, Darren, look, 400. And this is still 10 minutes before the parade starts. And then there's an announcement, join us in just a few minutes for Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts.
That's so cool. It's such a cool tradition.
It is, and then the crowd erupts. Everybody's going crazy. They're singing the song. They're doing the chant. And Chris, how many did you have in your live yesterday? You said what, 750?
It was I think 3.5 thousand.
It was 750.
Maybe. Stop counting at 750. So I don't know.
It was 750. So
I didn't want to advertise a canoe. That's usually double what you get. So I was just like, you know what?
Well,
I was going to suggest maybe you should go to some big box retail stores and just stand outside instead of going to Disney.
Funny thing. Chris calls me after his live, and I was like, hey, what's the highest you've ever gotten on a live stream? And I'm like, I saw you did like 750, and I was so upset.
It's a game we do because Scott will go to Disney, and then sometimes I will do something super weird and say the most obscene things, and we do like TikTok battles, just not against each other live.
Right. Oh yeah, it drove me nuts. There was one night where like I'm always very careful about what I say. And Chris is there just F TikTok and this and like breaking every rule. And I'm like, bro, calm down. And he's got like 50 people watching him all freaking night. And I'm like, what does a guy have to do to get 5 people to just watch for, consistent stream? So we're getting closer to parade time. All of a sudden we get to 650. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get close to Chris. But then within 30 seconds, 750. And then Nick, 850. 950. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, we may break 1,000. 1.1. So by the time Jalen Hurts comes out, we're at 2,600.
Who came out?
Yeah, dude, good for him.
He-
I didn't see that
Jalen
at all.
Hurts, he's gay now.
What?
Wow.
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 Breaking news.
Breaking news: Jalen Hurts is gay now. So we hit 2,600 people.
You hit 26.
Oh my God! Stop.
And you worry about what I do on TikTok?
You're
You're
hitting
assaulting
people.
people and
We had 2,600 people in our live, which was super exciting. Have never achieved that. Ask me how much money we made during that
oh
live.
wow, how much?
$0.
6 cents.
I made 2 cents yesterday,
No
so I guess
way.
that's
Wow.
6 cents.
I guess
Sarah.
I guess that's 2 cents per 700 people. That makes sense.
Yeah. But it's so hard to get TikTok coins now. So like that's why like I put my Venmo and Cash App link in bio. Also my credit card information.
Oh,
and
how much you
bank
make from
account.
that?
Nothing.
Can you imagine someone on TikTok like, wow, man, where can I donate to this guy? I need to donate to this guy.
Listen, I've donated
He
to my
did it.
second liberal boy the other day, a little gay guy,
I-
Johnny.
I bet you he voted for Trump and he's just trolling. He's trolling you
Probably,
guys.
Hey, but it worked.
I
He
know.
had me
Now you know what to
convinced.
do.
Yeah. So super fun time. But Chris, I have to. So Chris, we know is an avid gambler,
I dabble.
right? You dabble. You dabble. I don't know what. So my family does stupid prop bets every year, and I included everybody from our group text, and Chris was the only one who was like, "Yep." So I was like, "Okay." Came up with this thing. It was like a $7 pod because
Yes.
it was a $1 buy-in.
Sarah's like, wow, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
$7 pot.
I was more thinking I'm not even gonna put the dollar in, but
See, I didn't know we
So
were playing for
nobody-
pot.
Yeah.
now see next year hit me up.
So Chris starts talking to me about like all these bets that he's made, and I'm like, you know what? Why not? So I put $150 into Hard Rock Bets, and I'm spreading my bets all over. What's the score going to be, or who's going to be winning at halftime? Who's going to win the game? Over under on yards, over under on individual yards. All these bets, just little $10 bets here and there. And I'm like, okay, I still have like $70 in here. I did seven bets.
Which pause your story because my story picks up here. When Scott told me that he was gambling, I was like, man, I should probably wet the beak a little bit too. So then I put money into my gambling account and started betting on insane things. But not as insane as Scott. When I was getting some very, very worrying texts from Scott. Like I just put $40 on the next play being a pass. Like literally like bets like that. So he put $40. He risked $40 for the next play to be a passing play. Guess what? It was not a passing play.
So this is what happened.
I was sitting next to him. I know.
So this is
That's why you have a black eye.
So I start winning bets. Okay, I start winning some of these bets. And I'm like, well, this is really fun, but like all my other bets, I have to wait till the end of the game to find out if I win. So I find you can bet play by play. Like, are they going to score on this drive? Will the next play be a pass?
You sound like a virgin discovering porn for the first time.
So I go on a streak and I'm up. So I'm like, all right. The dog in the next one is a pass. I'm gonna put $40 on you because like if I hit, I'm gonna win like $500. So $40 down wins me $500. It was not a pass, so I lose the $40. Well,
In fact, it was 2 runs in a row.
yeah. Now I'm down. Okay, now I'm down, and I don't have any money left in Hard Rock Bets until the bets pay out at the end of the game. So I upload another $75.
Oh my god.
So now I'm being smart about which bets I take. Like there's some strategery. So I went on a 6-bet losing streak. I lost 6 bet. After that 40, I was like on a 6 bet winning streak, and then once I did that $40 bet, I lost 6 in a row, Nick.
Well, then you can't lose 7, right?
I didn't because I deposited $75 more.
I uploaded
Oh my
$75.
God.
So I'm in now $300 on Hard Rock Bets, and I'm waiting. Because again, I've got payouts that are going to happen at the end. Like I know certain things are going to happen, and so I'm not going to bet any more than $10 per bet, but I have to bet the long shot every time. So that long pass that Jalen Hurts threw for the touchdown in the third or fourth quarter won me about $80 because I got next play was a pass, and like I won like I don't know $40 on that. The Eagles scoring on that drive, and then I hit the over on the third quarter score. The over was at 9.5, and I hit 10. So now I'm up. So at the end of the night, I was up $103.
Yeah, I don't like this new hobby that we both are heavily influenced by.
Chris, here's the problem. Now I'm hooked. I'm making bets with Darren as to what Remy's going to be wearing today.
Speaking of, actually, I do need to settle this.
Okay.
Speaking of what Remy is wearing, Remy, so I know that you're presenting yourself as an Eagles fan because you are. You wore your Eagles shirt. But the Cuban link chain and the do-rag, were you trying to make people think you were from Philly? Because I'll tell you what, I bought it. You looked exactly like someone on the corner of K&A in Philly.
Yeah, and when he went through security, the metal detector went off. He had a bunch of batteries in his he was ready to throw at Mickey Mouse.
I bought it.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, that was the first bet of the day. I bet Darren $1 what Remy was wearing. Then we look at the line for the People Mover, and I'm like, how long do you think that wait time is? And he goes, I don't know. Let me check the app. And I said, the wait time's never posted in the app. Otherwise, I would look. And he said, no, it's always in the app. So I said, I bet you $1. It's not in the app. Lost $1. So I'm making stupid bets. I'm like, I bet you, the next person we see walk out of the bathroom is going to be wearing a blue shirt.
Oh, wow.
I've done a 3-team parlay for NBA tonight. This is now a thing for me.
I'm excited for this journey. It's the spiritual journey you've been needing, Scott. I know you've been in a funk lately. I think this is definitely what gets you out of that. Is the spiritual release of sports gambling. Wait till you start blackjack, online blackjack. Then it's all over.
Oh God.
I'm sure your wives both like this hobby.
Yeah, my wife doesn't know about it.
Yeah, she thinks I'm very religious as far as gambling goes.
Now, Darren informed me that you can bet on WWE matches, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is amazing.
That I did not know. That could be.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I probably tried not to learn that.
Aren't those all scripted anyway?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so is the Super Bowl. So
I can find the script somewhere and just. I feel like that's an easy way to get it.
I did win Scott's family's prop bet pool.
Prop bet. Yeah,
and I'm not kidding. Thanks to ChatGPT, I can send you the screenshot. I uploaded that to ChatGPT, and I said statistically what would be the best options for each one. It gave me statistically, it's like it told me a 50-50 on every single one, but I think one or two they're like maybe you should go this way. It's like, all right, I will ChatGPT.
Yeah, my sister just guessed.
It's vintage.
I
That's
love
vintage. That's vintage. Your sister. I was gonna say her name, but I don't think we say her name. So that's vintage. Your sister.
I love doing prop bets because every time I'll bring like a stack of coins. I literally brought my dad nickels and dimes and said, "Here you go. Here's $1."
Yeah, which I gave back to him because he won the bet. So, Nick, anything else in just the tip of sports?
I feel like the halftime show we just need better performers.
Nick,
for
I-
me.
it-
It was
You said it
was-
best, performer. Because I love Kendrick Lamar, but that performance was
I don't know what was happening.
me either. I'm still
Oh,
trying to figure it out.
It was
it
art,
was just a-
wasn't it?
It
Like
was art to call out Trump.
No, it
and to
wasn't
call
though.
out,
That's what that.
Drake.
What's his face?
It was all about Drake. It had nothing to do with Trump, but I think people were trying to grasp at things just to make it just a little bit interesting. That had nothing. Those have been
Yeah.
that symbology has been in his music videos forever. He's just a weird guy, and no, it was all about Drake, which was very funny.
I love the whole Serena Williams thing.
I can't believe that happened. Did you know? Do you know about that, Nick? You'd love that, T.
I saw she was there.
Do you know why?
No,
No, it's Drake's ex-girlfriend.
I didn't even know anything about Drake.
Kendrick Lamar and Drake were in this big beef
He was
over
in
the summer.
a show with Josh.
And the song "Not Like Us" that Kendrick Lamar performed is actually, if you look at the lyric, it's a whole song about how Drake's a pedophile.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fun.
And that's
Yeah, at
yeah,
one point there was a line, just a minor.
yeah. Everybody
like,
in the stadiums chanted, and at the Grammys when they performed at the Grammys. Yeah, very humiliating. The fact that he brought out the ex, he kept the receipts. I respected that. The Amazon chain
for
threw
him.
me off.
Do you think it's a bit?
What, him and Drake?
Yeah.
No, he hates him. He's from Compton. I don't. Whatever Kendrick Lamar wants to say, he just says it.
I think it's a bit.
Oh
No, it's not a bit.
You don't call someone a pedophile with a bit. Wait a second. Maybe it's a bit. So, Nick, biggest takeaways from the game in your opinion? What did you find most entertaining about the whole night?
The most entertaining thing was when it was over and I could switch to something else and not feel like I had to watch it.
You know what? That's fair. That's
Did
fair.
you watch the Puppy Bowl?
We watched some YouTube afterwards.
Yeah, I've never seen the Puppy Bowl. I was like, this
I
is
know.
adorable.
I'm surprised I don't watch that one. I've watched it in the past, but not this year.
Yeah, it was super cute. Super cute. Anything else, Nick?
No, that's it
Alright.
for sports.
We'll come back to you because I am
I
dying.
have a lot to talk about.
I know you do. I know you do. We have all been dying to hear about MegaCon.
Well,
So,
I
Sarah, you went-
forgot
You
that it
forgot
was
about
Super Bowl
MegaCon?
Sunday. No, I forgot it was Super Bowl Sunday entirely. We drove down the street and there were just cars everywhere. I looked at Lewis. I said, "What the hell is going on? What is happening today?" Then I realized it was Super Bowl Sunday. So that's why I've been lost for the last, I don't know,
Chris,
45
could you
minutes.
imagine living in a world where you don't know it's a Super Bowl?
That sounds glorious. That sounds so nice. It sounds so nice. Sarah has a different Super Bowl every Sunday, so she heard Super Bowl and she's like,
Sometimes it's made out of glass, sometimes clay. But you know what, Chris, you're right. You can actually make plans on that Sunday because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I got nothing to do. It's
and
a
not have to
Sunday,
take blood pressure medicine, like a bunch of just really.
Right. Save a lot
I
of money
think-
by not making bets.
My blood pressure was skyrocketing just listening to Chris talk about his reaction to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
The pacing and
it's
stuff.
toxic. Oh, it is. Like I said, it is the 99% of the game is just agony, and then the last percent when they win, it's the greatest day. Like I do have to give my updated ranking, then I'll let everyone continue talking. I'm just so amped about the Super Bowl.
Real quick, in
the-
chat, Miranda says, I just loved all the stacking. So do we.
I do have an updated tier list of moments of my life. So number one thing in my life is the Eagles winning their first Super Bowl. Now sliding in at number 2 is now the Eagles winning their second Super Bowl. 3 is tied birth of my child, marriage to my wife. So
What
I
is
do
the
have a
Vince
new number
Papale
2.
call?
That's just under marriage. But anyway, Sarah, I am very worried about your story about MegaCon because I know what you were supposed to do, and I saw the pictures, and it didn't look like you completed everything you said you were going to.
I
do.
was
Where did you see the pictures? Oh,
put
I
them
don't
on
have
Facebook.
social media anymore.
Lewis
Oh.
posted them.
Lewis did.
Chris,
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I was like,
But also the fact that, every week I text everybody, hey, does anybody have anything? And usually Sarah's like, nope, I live a boring life.
Too.
Earlier in the weekend, before I even put the question out, Sarah's like, oh, do I have a tale to tell? I was like, okay, I'm here for it. But she's like, but I'm gonna rage vent or whatever. And I said, okay.
She was at, she mentioned trauma. She's like, I want a
Yeah.
trauma
Yeah,
vent. And I'm like,
yeah.
what?
trauma dump.
vent. And you guys were being so sweet, like, oh my gosh, Sarah, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. So I put the obligatory, I'm so sorry that you went through this, Sarah, without knowing.
Going live.
And then I said, can we talk about it on the air?
That was the whole plan.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
I wasn't-
Listen, I don't know. With
Scott's
When
trying
I
to
have something
claim this
interesting to
idea.
tell you guys, I can only tell it once, and so I save it for on air.
Okay.
That's I do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
I'll start this off by saying you guys were all there when I announced that I gifted our youngest child an experience to meet Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
changed
Okay,
quite a bit
Millie-
for the pictures.
And let me look right into the camera, okay? Listen, Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi, I will mess you up. She oh, I have a kid behind me saying, "No, you won't."
Wait, is she married to Bon Jovi?
Yeah, how does
Bon
Jovi get
Jovi's
into
son.
this? What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, she's
She's
married to Bon Jovi's son, Jake.
Isn't she like
Jake?
12 still?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
No,
She's
she
like
turned
20
18
she's like
Yeah.
20.
ago.
Scott, trust me, she's 18. I keep track.
She said she was 18, man.
Oh my god.
So, I'm showing a coworker of mine on Friday the list of celebrities that are going to be there, and she's shocked at all these people. And I'm scrolling, and I'm like, wait a second, why don't I see Millie Bobby Brown anymore? She's under the canceled people.
Did you pay
And
already for her?
yeah, over $200. Yeah.
Oh my god. Please tell me
So-
you got a refund.
So just
Okay,
I
sorry,
got a
sorry,
refund.
Sorry.
I got a refund, but
Okay.
I'm still pissed at her. All right, because my correspondence from MegaCon came Thursday, like late, which is the first day of MegaCon, and I'm seeing it Friday, and I have to tell a 10-year-old that we're no longer seeing who she's been counting down to see. All of her
Oh.
friends know it's a thing. I've been hyping it up. So, we were luckily able to exchange the tickets to go and meet the actors for Eddie Munson and Vecna.
Oh,
I
that
did
was
see
Vecna.
That's
So-
really
Yeah.
cool.
I had no
That's
idea
who that
Vecna
was.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like,
See,
who's the other guy? Like, I know that's Eddie Munson,
Joseph Quinn.
thought it
aka
was-
Johnny
yeah.
Storm. But
Yep. And then the
Yeah.
other one was Vecna. I know him originally from Sweeney Todd, actually.
Oh.
I
I
feel
know him from
like
Twilight.
wait, who was he in
Twilight?
Twilight?
Yeah, he's in Twilight. He's one of the Volturi.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's got a great singing voice, though.
He does.
I digress. Speaking of high blood pressure, Chris, Saturday at MegaCon is tens of thousands of people.
I couldn't do it. I was thinking about that. I saw all the lines, and I'm like, this is just way too peoply for me. Like,
Yeah. I saw the lines on TikTok
I saw 'em.
today.
Yeah.
Today. That didn't help me 2 days ago at all. And that didn't help me 2 months ago when I bought the tickets. All right. Because
have you
It
never
was-
been to a MegaCon?
so last year we went on Sunday.
Okay.
And I didn't expect it to be like that. I couldn't breathe. I got really angry at people. Nobody knows how to. Scott, I would have rather been at Magic Kingdom today
No, you wouldn't.
than than at MegaCon on Saturday.
Yeah, that's like the peak day, right? That's with all the good panels and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I would rather do Magic Kingdom any day of the week, and we know how much I dislike Magic Kingdom and their lines and their pushing.
Yes.
And I would much rather do that any day than do MegaCon on a Saturday again. So That was awful. That was awful. Sunday, much better.
Do they sell
So-
alcohol at MegaCon?
See, I saw a couple of vendors with some beers stashed in random places, but I never saw them for sale. So they probably brought those, and I would too.
Yeah.
Now they have security, but I'm bringing a flask next year, so I just can't.
Pro tip: empty out a bottle of Mountain Dew.
Why Mountain Dew?
Usually, well, you know my tactics. Usually, I just go bottle of Dasani,
Yep.
you know, and
Yep.
that's my go-to.
I go bottle of
But-
sunblock.
Well, it's indoors. Oh, that's
Don't
wait.
discriminate against my medical condition.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
Right over
Chris,
my
you
head.
still have the residue.
No, it's
You
not
still have
real
the residue
sunblock.
of the sunblock.
No, it's
Huh?
not real sunblock. It's fake bottles of sunblock. I talked about this when I went on my cruise. Like I brought fake bottles of sunblock. My
What?
travel agent advised
I-
me.
I would
If you
never do
wanna know how
those.
to
different
smuggle
different
things
different
into
travel
places.
agent.
Yeah, that was the old one.
You use-
Different travel agent.
That's why you switched to Nick.
Yeah, exactly.
Well-
What a scumbag.
Sean just commented the same thing, that Saturdays are usually the most packed. And thank you, Sean. I'm gonna call you next year, okay, with my con advice, because that what is that, Scott? Like 2.5 miles from the convention center to Sand Lake Road, and it took us about 2.5 hours
Oh my
after the
God.
convention. We wanted to get Chick-fil-A, and the closest Chick-fil-A closed at 9. And I told Lewis we're not gonna make it. It's just, you know, and we were hopeful, but we had to switch it to a different location to give us the extra hour. And we made it at 9:30 after leaving MegaCon at 7. So, yes. And Sophia has become a second-generation supernatural fanatic. So she switched up her experience to Jared Padalecki. So she had a great experience. Everything went very smoothly
That's
for
great.
her.
It's all that matters.
So I'm about $500 out of pocket, you know, from the whole weekend. I didn't gamble. I just spent it on Funko Pops, pins,
See,
stickers.
If you gamble, you have a better chance of making your money back than if you spend money at MegaCon.
I consider this my own form of gambling, see, because if I leave the Funko Pops in the box and let them sit on the shelf long enough, they might rise in value.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. My camera fell.
Is that kind of like my Thai Beanie Babies? How they grew in value too.
That's an exception to the rule, okay? I met a guy on the last day, very last booth we stopped at, and he's like, I like you. Here's my card. I'm like, do you have a job for me? Because don't worry, Lewis was there. He heard the interaction. He's like, you know your stuff. I didn't realize I have a Funko Pop that's sitting on my shelf right now that's worth thousands of dollars.
What? Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to tell you because Chris, you know my address. You sent me a Christmas card. I'm not telling you.
That's true.
No, I'm just kidding. I I have when Funko wasn't even Funko yet, and they just came out with them. They released a set of the Beatles, and I do not have the full set.
Oh.
I have one singular Beatle, and it's my favorite. It's a Ringo Starr.
Wow, you got the most popular
And-
one. Nice investment.
He's my favorite, okay? It wasn't supposed to be an investment. I don't even know where I got it. I think somebody gave it to me, and I had it.
They got to be sick if they gave it to
It's-
you.
It's ridiculous because now that I think back to how much it's worth, it's sat on my dashboard of my car in the Florida heat for like years. It's fine. It's in perfect condition. It doesn't have a box or anything, but
So are you going to sell it?
hell no. Are you out of your mind?
Okay. So if you let them sit on your shelves long enough and then don't sell them, then there's no hope of making your money back.
But they keep appreciating in value. It's
But-
like art. Like when people keep art for forever.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it appreciates in value if you don't sell it.
Yeah, it does, because then you're like, hey, I got this. Look, all the people that I just have over to my house, I have this Funko Pop that's worth like $10,000.
Yeah, and you
Okay,
fill
I
that
say that
out.
about everything in my house. I'm like, check out this thing that's worth a lot of money, and then this thing that's worth a lot of money. No, you
Correct,
can't
I
have
get-
it. Don't touch it. Don't breathe on it.
So you
But
get
yeah,
cool points.
Yeah.
that's what I. Yeah, that's what I
Person.
strive
That's what-
for in life.
That's what rich people do with art too. When they have a bunch of art in their house, they're like,
they
yeah, this
sell
art
it
piece
at
is
some point. Yeah, but they sell it at some point.
at some point, yeah, and at some point it will get sold. At some point will be after Sarah is long gone.
And my children both are very well aware that upon my demise, nothing gets sold without reaching out to, like, I don't know, Antiques Roadshow first.
Antiques Roadshow.
I know how this is gonna go. They're gonna make a lot of money off my cool finds. I already know it. And in my defense, my very expensive Ringo Starr Funko Pop will go next to my. I have a signed Ringo Starr poster, so it's
Oh,
all
that's
themed. It's all themed
So it's a whole collection, so it's worth even more.
to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's mine. They can't have it. So, overall, great weekend, guys. Great weekend.
Yeah, did
Never
you
again
have
on a
fun?
Saturday.
Did you have fun at all, or was it just terrible?
No, it was fun. It was fun. Saturday was a test of my patience and my medication. Like 100%. And I'm gonna up my dosage. But on that note,
Congrats.
thank you.
Raise.
Overall it was a lot of fun, but definitely Fridays and Sundays from here on out.
Did you? So which you went Saturday and what other day?
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'd never done a Saturday before. But next year, well, starting like now till next year, I'm thinking of a cosplay.
Ooh, what are you gonna be?
Ooh.
All of
Yeah,
us.
what are you gonna be?
I don't know. See,
Wait,
I
all
was
of
thinking
us?
I
Are we
wanted to be.
invited?
Yeah, come along. Yeah, buy your own tickets, but come along.
I'd like to tag along as well.
Yeah.
We can carpool. We can carpool. Yes, this is stupid.
Kathy, just sitting there.
It's the hair.
Oh my god. This year I wanted to do like a vault dweller because I'm
That's so
a-
good.
a Fallout game fan. I'm not a Fallout. I am a Fallout show fan, but
The show's so good.
I'm an OG fan, like, of the game. So I wanted to do that until I showed up this year, and the girl who was the lead in Fallout was completely sold out of everything. And every other person felt like they were a little vault dweller. So we're gonna get creative next year.
I love that. Well, I would love to come with you guys next year, and then I'd love to go to MegaCon with you as well.
Oh, well, invited to the latter part.
Nick, welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your cruise?
It was magical. It was amazing.
Oh, good.
Best. So we just got back from the Disney Treasure.
That's
which
the new
is
one, right?
The
That's newest one?
brand new one. So this just came out in December. So
Oh, good for
wow.
them.
That's the
Like-
one with like the Haunted
Yeah.
Mansion.
yes. Yeah. It's got a Haunted Mansion bar. It's got a Jungle Cruise bar, a Coco restaurant, which Sarah, like, we literally, I think Sean even sent you a picture
So a
too.
taco
Like,
bar.
of all, yeah.
Pictures, videos,
Yeah.
all of it.
The Coco restaurant was just incredible. Like, we had 2 nights in there where they just told a story about Coco. They had Miguel in there and stuff too. The real Miguel. It was an actor, guys.
This is before he gets deported.
Before, oh, I hope
I didn't
not.
cry last week watching that movie. It's fine.
They say
Just
the
relived
Castaway
it when he
Kid.
sends the video.
It's like we're not going back.
That's what we need. We need an AI of Ice taking Miguel.
No. I
Be
cried.
5 minutes.
No, that's what I literally.
Remember me.
Remember me.
I'm gonna cry all over again. So this ship is the sister ship to the Wish that we got to go on a couple years ago. When I first kind of hopped on the podcast, I think we were talking about it, and this ship, it's very gorgeous. It's themed after adventure. So the entire ship had fun theming. It was Aladdin in the big atrium area. Like I said, the Haunted Mansion bar. There was the Coca restaurants. Going back to that, it is a dinner and a show. So you have performers singing live. You have the mariachi bands performing as well too. It was a super fun environment, but they told a really awesome story, and we cried both nights. But let's go to the first night. So Disney cruise in general, I get a lot of. As you guys know, I'm a travel agent. Scott doesn't know.
I had no idea.
I own a
thought you were
travel agency.
Irish.
A little bit. I've had Irish in me some. Mexican, Puerto Rican, all of them. Equal opportunity here.
You know, you don't have to anymore.
Well, I'm standing with it. Sticking
Okay,
with,
good for you.
Yes. So Disney cruises are not just for families. It's not just for kids. Like they have an entire deck that's literally a deck, not a dick, a deck. Just
That's
for
the Virgin Cruise.
yeah, just for a kids play place basically. So they have these giant playgrounds in there, but they have a lot of adults only stuff on the ship. And this ship created a lot more adult entertainment, and not by entertainment I don't mean porn.
Yeah, I was just saying they've got strip clubs there.
It's Disney, so they still have to keep it somewhat PG, but they have this show on all of their ships called Match Your Mate. And Match Your Mate is simply it's kind of like the love show, I guess. What's it called? Basically, there's three
Newlywed
different
Game?
the Newlywed Games.
Newlywed
Yeah.
Game.
So 3 different couples get pulled up on stage. There's like the newlyweds that are either brand new to being married or just new relationship type thing. And then there's the old couple that have been together the longest time. And then there's a couple that's kind of in the middle. So they picked the newlywed, which wasn't really newlywed. It was this guy that apparently was with this girl, but they broke up and then got back together. There was a weird love triangle happening with him, and they had a big gaggle of gays with them.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure the guy was bisexual.
is that what a group of gays is called?
Yes,
a gaggle? I
a
thought it was
gaggle.
flamboyant.
Yes, a gaggle of gays is a group of gay guys.
Okay.
Or
well,
fruit.
flamboyant's the flamingos.
I call it a party.
It's just a Tuesday at Chris's house. So they had a gaggle of gays with them. So they're hooting and hollering. The old couple have been together like 40-something years.
Nick, do you try to when you see a gaggle gaze, you try to make it end the night end in a gargle of gaze?
I don't kiss and tell. I'll send you the videos.
Nick, you know what's so funny? The other day I said something. I don't remember what it was. And my daughter looked at me like funny. I said, "What? Or Rachel, whatever." I looked at my wife and I was like, "Well, I am gay adjacent." And she's like, "Oh, I know." You can continue with your story.
We all know. So they picked those couples first because those are kind of the easiest couples to figure out who's the oldest, who's the youngest. So next they needed a couple to kind of be in the middle. And I look at
also sit in the middle.
You got it. You get where I'm going.
Sarah loves when we do this.
So the host asked for any couples that wanted to volunteer, and it was very quiet at first. And I looked at Sean. I was like, I want to do this. I've always wanted to do it. I've always been too shy to want to do it. So I stood up. Why are we laughing?
Sorry, check your text.
Say, give me 5 minutes.
Mine was like, I can't make any sensitive situations, and I was like, damn it.
Sorry, continue, Nick, please.
So I stand up, and basically the host is like, we need whoever wants to do it to dance their way up to the stage. So they start playing like Austin Powers music, and I'm finally dragging Sean. He's like, no, I don't want to do it. And I'm like, come on, let's do it. He's more introverted than me.
Sure.
To a point. I'll get there. So we go up there, and the host is like, why should I pick you guys? as there's another two couples coming from the balcony. Why should I pick you guys?
And Nick says, because we're in open waters, there is still DEI.
Close. I was like, spoiler alert, we're gay.
Yeah.
The whole audience is just dying laughing at that point. So then there's two couples coming from the balcony to try to participate as well too. The
And
first
then
couple,
they're also trying to make their way down from the balcony.
the first couple is a lesbian,
Oh.
obviously two females. So she asked them, she's like,
Is that how that works, Nick?
yes, it's two females
I
sometimes.
thought we graduated intro to gay.
I just have to paint the picture for the new people that are listening
But
to.
paint the picture for the Floridians that listen.
Yes. So two lesbians, females. I think they were females. I didn't look. I don't care what's down in their pants, but they looked like females to me. So she asked them the same question, like, why should I pick you guys? Or why should I pick you? She didn't say guys. Why should I pick you? And they said, we are national softball champions.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
She literally dropped out of her mouth. The host was like, that is exactly what the guys just said. We all lost it.
Oh
So-
my god.
So this is
Oh
getting,
my God.
so this is getting even more entertaining. The third couple that comes down, another group of lesbians, or couple of lesbians. Group, I don't know what you call two people that scissor. So more lesbians.
A pair of scissors.
I forget what they said because it doesn't matter. But the audience voted, and Sean and I got picked to go on stage
Oh, nice.
to do Match and Rate. So if you're not familiar with kind of the Newlyweds show, essentially they have the three couples up on stage. They take one person from each couple and pull them out to a private room.
Okay.
Quit saying
Wait a
picture.
second. Now I'm interested.
What are they doing in the private room?
We were
Adult
just
entertainment, Darren.
it's adult entertainment on a Disney cruise. We got pulled out to get a free drink.
They got a strip show with Belle
got-
and Rapunzel.
Well, that's no fun for Nick and Sean.
I know. It's like doesn't help me.
Flynn Rider and Prince Adam.
There we go.
Oh, okay, much better. So I get pulled out with the two other guys.
By the way, chat says a pair of lesbians is a scissor sister.
Oh,
Oh, thank you,
sense.
Sean.
yeah.
All
Thank you.
all the paper in the room were just so nervous.
So I get pulled out, and basically the three guys minus Sean. Sean stayed with the two women. So we get pulled out to just be away from them while they get asked their questions, so we don't hear their answers or anything like that.
Makes
So
sense.
we come back in, and basically the host asks us the questions, and we have to answer it as if we know what our spouse said. So the first question that Sean got asked was, describe your first date.
Oh.
So I guessed it right because I remember our first date. He remembers our first date. We went to the movies. It was a bad movie, not good. We were trying to find dinner afterwards. Couldn't find anywhere to eat, so we went to Taco Bell. And then we made out in the car in the parking lot. Long story short.
Is that how you avoid sex on the first date? Is going to Taco Bell?
I feel like when we were younger, Taco Bell is much easier on the body.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
You're invincible back then.
Yeah. 15 years ago, much easier. So we got that question right. So the next question is, they played basically 3 Disney songs, and they said, think of these Disney songs as essentially your love life. So the songs were A Whole New World from Aladdin,
Okay.
Almost There from Tiana,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then For the First Time in Forever from
Frozen.
Frozen, yes.
Almost there, and first time in forever sounds very adult entertainment.
Yeah, so
right?
that's what I love about it is
By the
because
way.
Disney can just like touch on the adult entertainment question without going there.
That's amazing.
So one would think that maybe as a gay couple we're like A Whole New World every single night type thing, something like that. Sean's response was almost there.
Oh, Scott, let me explain to you what that means. So,
It's
Oh,
when
he
you
knows-
are.
He knows what that means. Rachel doesn't know.
My response was first time in forever. So we got booed. So Sean's third question, and everybody else's, is if your spouse was a superhero or Marvel superhero, what would their superhero be, or who would they be? And she gave some examples because the two women sitting next to me had no clue any Marvel characters. I think
Neither
so.
did you.
She's like, oh, it could be the Hulk, it could be like Captain America, anything like that. And she kept looking at me because I knew the answer. Sean's superhero would be Spider-Man.
Okay.
And you want to know why Spider-Man?
Because the white webbing.
Not just because of white webbing, because at one point, and he shared this with the entire Disney Cruise Line audience, who also were filming this,
Oh God.
and we will try to post it on YouTube later. He told them that he took some ejaculation from me and threw it back at me like a spider web.
Oh my god.
So literally, this is the first night on a 7-day cruise. We're walking around the entire ship, and people are walking up to us like, "Hey, Spider-Man! Hey, Spider-Man!"
Oh my
This-
god.
No kidding. We were walking to dinner one night. It's hot, gorgeous dad's walking out in the hallway with his two kids. He's like, "What's up, Spider-Man?"
oh my god.
Comes with responsibility.
So,
Piper the entire time. Why are they calling you
yeah,
Spider-Man?
I know. People are just, and my parents were on this cruise with us too, and they completely missed that show, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so sad that we missed it." I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sad too." So people are literally walking up to us with my parents next to me saying, "What's up, Spider-Man?"
Oh my God.
So
Nick, question for
that
you.
happened. Yes.
Did the cruise record it? Because I went on a Royal Caribbean a couple years ago when they recorded their newlywed game and put it on the TVs in the room to replay.
That's what we
yeah.
thought maybe might happen, and I didn't recall seeing it anywhere. So
Thank God.
I'm hoping not, since it's more family friendly. Except for we basically,
You're never gonna try to drag Sean up on stage again.
he loved it though. He loved the fame from it. But also, like in our mind too, I'm also like, probably this is why all of our rights are being taken away. But might as well enjoy it while we can.
That's very true.
Yeah. So Sean then Sean gets pulled out with other women to do their free drinks, and then I get my questions asked, and I forget all my questions because they weren't as exciting, I guess, per se.
They
but
weren't noteworthy. They weren't story worthy, maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember the answers off the top of my head, but the one that I do remember is, where is the most interesting place that you've discovered the magic? And if you don't understand that innuendo,
This is crazy. This is on a Disney cruise.
this is on a Disney cruise. Basically, they're like,
I
we
think
can't.
adult entertainment would have been more appropriate for a
Yeah.
Disney cruise.
So basically, they're kind of asking us like, where have you had sex? That's very interesting. So the one woman next to us, I think she said in the car somewhere, and then the old guy, they both got theirs right, and they said it was in a sand dunes in Michigan. Congrats,
Sounds like
maybe.
in the Fantasyland family restroom.
So my response is on a Carnival cruise ship, which I got booed because I said Carnival and Disney.
Can't
but,
say that. Yeah.
but I said, wait, there's more. I was like, it was in a sauna, and there was a third party there.
Oh.
That's the information that I gave.
Oh no.
So she brings everybody back in, and she asks this question to everybody, and she's like, keep in mind, this could involve just your spouse or other people. And she kept hinting at me and Sean. So Sean's answer, it started out slightly the same but different. He basically said, "Oh, it was on a Carnival cruise on the balcony.
Oh.
And everybody in the audience is like, not quite. And he's like, the Virgin cruise on the balcony? She's like, how many balconies have you had sex on? I was like, the answer is all of them, obviously.
Yeah, so sorry for the people in room 2315 right below us.
Careful for webs.
Yeah. We're just reenacting Spider-Man movie. So he starts to get to the right answer, and he's like, you must be talking about the Carnival Cruise when we were in the sauna with the Carnival Cruise dancer. So that happened. So yeah, the whole cruise knew that we did it in a sauna
With a Carnival Cruise employee.
with a Carnival Cruise employee.
And Sean was like, yeah, that's when you gave me the nickname Spider-Man, remember?
What we left out was the fact that we were 30 minutes late to dinner, and my parents were freaking out that we got left on the island because we were busy. And we were also in the sauna for 45 minutes and dehydrated.
Oh my God.
So what's the first thing we did that night after being in the sauna? We go grab bread. Why did we eat bread? I'm already dry.
Right.
So we didn't win the game show, unfortunately. The old couple won.
The old couple
But-
always wins.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah,
they
because
always
they're
win. They just got a
cute,
free
and-
bottle of champagne anyway. No worries. It wasn't even
It's not
champagne.
like
It was
a free cruise or something.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
All right, let's catch up with chat real quick. And if you want to chat with us, just make sure you watch YouTube live on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Miranda says, oh man, I'm definitely missing out on not going on cruises.
Yes.
Remy, why do I keep hearing the bed make noises and somebody keeps yelling Spider-Man? And what are you doing in their room, Remy? Lewis, or a Nerd Art, sorry, Alex, cut that. A Nerd Archive Productions calls a group of lesbians a school supply.
Oh.
Sean said they were butch and both looked like John Goodman. Pretty sure they were women. And again, if you want to chat with us, make sure you check us out on YouTube Live. You guys ready to play Jersey Man, Florida Man?
yeah.
Yeah.
Whether flipping a fan boat or crashing a truck, these states are filled with people who suck. So it's time for us to play New Jersey Man versus Florida Man.
Every week, Game Master Ryan brings us two news stories. One is from Jersey, one is from Florida. It is up to us to determine which one is which. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey guys, this is Ryan from the Parents Night Out News Team, and I'm still an anchor. Now Scott is paying $50 to random strangers to say his name on the internet. I figured he could afford my pay raise finally. So let's get into this week's news. And of course, the big story is that the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl 40-22. People are saying they haven't seen Chiefs get fucked so hard since Native Americans sold the island of Manhattan for $24 worth of beads. Also making headlines in news in NBA, the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Luka was being described as overweight and unreliable, which coincidentally was the working title for this podcast back when it only had 2 members. A man in Georgia who authorities said kept more than 100 dogs in cruel conditions at his home has been sentenced to 475 years in prison after he's been found guilty last month of dogfighting and cruelty to animals. I think in Florida they just sentenced you to teach a court-ordered class on table touches. A Japanese Airlines plane that was taxiing around the tarmac of the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport apparently clipped the tail of a parked Delta aircraft on Wednesday morning. Apparently cars aren't the only thing that Asians are bad at driving. And in England, a boy
my
swallows
God.
a toy magnet and becomes X-Men's Magneto in a freak accident. Boy, does this story sound familiar. You know, speaking of superheroes, I thought of a name for Chris if he was a superhero. Being an overweight homeless man, I figured we could call him Poor the God of Hunger. And in Canada, a man got his dick frozen to the frozen ground after he got thrown out of a bar. Man, you gotta watch that ice. Especially if you're Lewis, you should really watch out for ice. Anyways, let's get into the Florida man and New Jersey man stories. And for our first story, a man is sentenced to 8 years in prison after a video shows him harassing black neighbors with racial slurs. And for our second story, a man turns in his own father after making a revolting discovery on his phone.
All right, Nick.
This is a tricky one.
Well, I know the guy from the first story, but I signed an NDA, so I can't say who it was. So that one's definitely Florida.
Okay. Nick?
Yeah, I was gonna go the first one for Jersey because I feel like he's trying to throw us off somewhere.
Sarah?
I'm gonna agree with Nick. First one's Jersey.
Darren?
The second story's Florida, and because it's me, because I sold you out. The cops are outside. They know what you did.
And I'm going first one, Florida.
Yeah, so nobody thinks the first one, the guy with the racial slur, is from the state that is home of the Proud Boys burger.
Right. All right, let's find out the answers.
So our first story is from New Jersey, where a white Jersey man, I don't think you need to say that he's white, was captured on a viral video in 2021 harassing his black neighbors using racial slurs. The 47-year-old man was sentenced to 8 years in prison and will not be eligible for parole for 4 years. This man's comments were almost as racist as the text that Scott sent me last time his daughter ate watermelon. So that means our second story is from Florida, where a man turned in his own father after he found child porn on his phone after trying to help him log back into his email account. Darren, you know what to do. Scott, I swear, Kendrick Lamar is going to write a song about you before long. Anyways, that's it for me this week. Back to you guys.
I'm impressed that Ryan knows that the Eagles won the Super Bowl and who Kendrick Lamar is.
He had to look it up.
There's a lot that happened in there that I'm surprised about.
So, Chris and Darren, I feel like you would be very, very proud of me. So, yesterday...
I'm never proud of you.
Yesterday, we're at Epcot, and I'm live streaming on TikTok, and we run into some friends of Rachel's. And their son is wearing, I can tell it's John Cena. He's wearing a John Cena shirt. And I'm like, oh, you like John Cena? And he's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, do you watch wrestling? I'm like, oh, absolutely.
No, you didn't say absolutely. You go, yeet.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, well, who's your favorite wrestler? And I was like, well, say his name. And they start saying, and the two of them start saying, and he appears. And we're clapping and all that. So I have this full-on conversation with him. I was like, who do you think Jey Uso is going to fight in WrestleMania? And he's like, Gunther. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, he seemed like he was trying to take on Cody Rhodes. And I'm like, do you think Cody Rhodes is going to go heel? He's like, no. That's just his name, the Nightmare, American Nightmare. And full-on conversation. So
You've watched wrestling for 2 weeks.
I know.
I'm already an expert. I have already put $200 on Jey Uso to beat Gunther in WrestleMania.
I think the
can't wait for him to fight Cody Rhodes.
I don't lose anything.
I think the most impressive thing about that whole conversation was the fact that Scott walked away and still doesn't understand why Rachel won't have sex with him.
You son of a bitch. Hey, Chris.
Scott.
You got any clip?
Scott, we didn't talk about the biggest thing that happened to us this week. Like the single most biggest thing that happened to us this week.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot. I don't even have it written down.
Should we jam it in or should we save it for next week?
Well, I don't know that there's going
That's
to be an
right. So
episode
we're
next
talking about it now.
week.
So
We're talking about it now. All right.
I think of this idea this week. I'm trying to revive our TikTok and Instagram with some fun meme posts and stuff. And in the midst of all this...
Hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
Alex, you can cut this out. Chat, do not go anywhere. This story is incredible.
So Kanye West, in the midst of all this, starts tweeting out the most insane stuff. And I quote, I am a Nazi, Hail Hitler, which I'm quoting Kanye West, and now I know that I'm going to be clipped now. Oh my gosh.
My heart goes out to you.
My gosh, that's so bad. Anyway, Kanye West is tweeting all these things. Lots of bad things about the Jews. Lots of bad things about...
Sorry, Sarah.
It was really just about Jews. Yeah, he just
I haven't seen any of this.
Oh,
and now
Sarah,
I'm gonna look it up.
Sarah, it is. But anyway, so I tried. He said, "Call me Adolf Hitler."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's obviously going through a manic episode, and I feel bad that he has nobody that is like saying like you need some help. Because obviously,
besides the entire world,
Yeah. Only 7.2 2 billion people are telling him, hey, you may need help.
So, anyway,
Well, some people are saying, yo necesito help.
I was like, what? So, I'm like, okay, it'd be really funny to turn these tweets into a song with like an AI music generator. So I most of the stuff was getting flagged. I could not generate most of the tweets that he was saying. Turns out that AI does not support the Third Reich. So, so I took the most innocent tweets. And I turned it into. Honestly, I tried to make it a sea shanty. I thought that'd be funny. And for some reason, AI doesn't know what a sea shanty is, and made it into a country song, which was even better. So, part one of Kanye West tweets as a country song was an overnight success and is now sitting at 1.2 million views on Instagram. So I put the video on Twitter, and I have
So mad.
30 people saw the tweet. Well, one of those 30 people has a following of 800,000 people and stole the tweet and credited us by saying someone made Kanye West tweets into a country song. And never credited me. It goes viral. This tweet. If you search Kanye West as a Kanye West tweets country song, hundreds of videos pop up. It's all my thing. It's all the stuff that I created.
If you just Google Kanye West country song, it pops up.
It's everywhere. It's on Instagram. It's on
everywhere.
TikTok.
My brother-in-law yesterday, he said, holy crap, that's Chris's work? Like, because he's seen it from an unrelated. This thing has gone insane.
And then I'm tweeting at the guy, oh, you can't even credit me. And some guys, credit you for what? It's AI. I was like, I don't know. Come up with the idea and creating it? Like, what do you, like everybody else that does stuff on the internet? So anyway.
This is why I have to remind Chris all the time on all of our merch, make sure you put the word podcast or put the name of the podcast on there. It can't just be fun. It's got to have the name on it.
Yeah,
Put
coming
the
from, and this is me ranting. I'm a person who steals other people's content and puts it under our. But anyway,
100%.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm on Twitter and I'm scrolling through at dinner last night, and I see Kanye West tweet something out. It says Grammy level, and I look to see what he's responding to, and it's our song.
No way.
So Kanye West heard the song and tweeted about it. So I screenshot it because he sadly deactivated his Twitter yesterday. And
did he deactivate it?
He signed off. He said, "Good morning. I'm done with Twitter." Something like that. It's something that made total sense.
I think Elon Musk took him off.
I think Elon liked it. Elon was retweeting all the Jewish stuff.
I'm literally reading it on MSN.
What? The country one?
Yeah.
The country song?
Is this the one that says? Oh, which one's yours?
Wait.
Who reposted it?
Fear Buck?
Yeah, it's on MSN.
Shut up.
There's it. Netizens laugh as someone turns Kanye's recent tweets into a country song. The melody actually fits. 1 day ago.
Yeah, a whole article was written about our song.
You should email MSN.
You should write in MSN and say we originated that. That's what you need, Chris. Do not let me down. Okay, you have the opportunity to pick up the fumbled football here.
Chris, this was your Super Bowl moment.
It is NBC.
This is your moment.
And it was tweeted out by someone named Soap Central.
Finish the story.
Finish the story.
Finish the story.
I cannot believe that. So Kanye, I am everywhere but nowhere at the same time.
This podcast tonight could have had thousands of people watching it because if you would have put the name on the video.
Oh yeah, allhiphop.com. Somebody turned Kanye West off-kilter tweets into a sad country song, and it's glorious.
All right. So, without further ado, let's play the country song, shall we?
Let's do it.
Oh, let me unmute it real quick.
I turned down 3 folders this week with me. I wish kids in wheelchairs. I don't take photos except for when I take photos. Puff, we love you. I love cutting the grass at wanna go to your fancy restaurants. Ramen noodles and toast was made for a reason. If you see anyone around me, know that they are providing a service. Friends are for kids. I just tweeted everything I could think of, and I'm still alive.
I cannot believe this made the internet. Like all over. It's on
I
Reddit.
can't believe that we finally had our moment. It went viral. It's everywhere. And there's no logo.
It's like Patrick Mahomes throwing 2 interceptions. Or 3 interceptions last night? I don't remember how many he threw last night.
No, this would be like Patrick Mahomes throwing 3 interceptions, and all 3 of them would have been run in for pick sixes, but they drop the ball at the 1 yard line and it gets ruled a touchback. That's the equivalent.
Can you use terms that Sarah and I would know?
This would be like Michael Crawford in the opening night of Phantom of the Opera falling off stage.
This
I
is
don't know
like
the name, but
this is
sure.
like getting the bag of weed and having it, and you're so excited for it, and then you open it up and it's oregano.
Damn.
got me,
Hit.
dude.
Chris, congratulations.
Thank
It's
you.
super
It's
exciting.
still
Chris is
exciting.
all like,
Yeah.
this was my work, and it was appreciated.
That's that. At the end of the day, if that guy never stole it, Kanye would have never seen it, and this would be a big nothing burger. What the 1.2 million plays on Instagram is insane. It's awesome, but Kanye West seeing that and replying to it, I'm framing it. Like I'm printing that out and printing it out, Xing out Fear Buck's name and framing it and putting it on my wall.
So what we need to do, I need everybody's help, okay? We need to start a movement. Like, give us credit for our work. Damn it. Let's...
Pay us.
Yeah, because MSN says, quote, Grammy level.
That's what Kanye said.
Is that what he said?
That's literally
Yes.
what he said. Yeah.
I'm not on.
My
I still call it
dream.
Twitter.
My dream is that he uses it as a sample in one of his new songs. Could you imagine?
Oh
Then
well,
I
then
s-
big,
then I
then
sue
some big
him.
money would be.
Although
owed.
I did look up the terms and conditions of Suno.ai, and if we don't have the pro membership, then we technically don't own the rights. So,
By the promo.
Slacking.
It's so exciting, but it's also so frustrating at the same time. This is why I always say put the logo in everything you do. Put the logo, put the logo, put the logo.
I think he gets it. I think he understands. But the logo.
I'm proud
Hey,
of you,
Chris.
Chris.
thank you, Nick.
You got any cliff notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So you said you had a surprise for us, Scott. Is that after this?
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't want you to forget because I'm greedy. Anyway, we started off the show talking about how Tubi exclusively streamed the Super Bowl on Sunday, a streaming version anyway. The numbers came out, and they actually hit their highest concurrent streaming numbers ever at 18. Great, it's not a lot, but it is still about double of what Scott gets at his home TikTok lives.
Oh,
God.
Scott's the only person that gets excited when like a Pakistani nationalist that can't speak English comes on to battle him.
They're doing what to battle him?
We talked about how Scott went to the Eagles parade today. He was surrounded by Eagles fans there.
very eagerly.
He hasn't been surrounded by that many riled up scumbags since January 6th.
Oh my God.
Scott said that he's never watched the Puppy Bowl. That's because he likes them a little bit older.
Oh my God.
Sarah bought tickets to meet Millie Bobby Brown Bon Jovi. It's a mouthful. She found out right before she went that she canceled. Damn, Sarah, you guys were halfway there. Whoa! Sarah talking about how she collects all things Ringo Starr. Now, horrible choice considering he's the least favorite Beatle. If you thought that was bad, though, she also collects autographs of Robin from Batman and Robin, Luigi, and Hawkeye. And lastly, Nick told us that Sean told the audience why he's like Spider-Man. And you know what they always say? With great power comes. And those are my clip notes.
Thank you so much, Chris. Does anybody have anything exciting going on with the kids this week?
I'm showing my girlfriend Star Wars for the first time.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait.
Did she call you daddy? Is that why you answered that?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I forgot she watches.
Wait. Hold on. Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, what happened with me was Lewis showed me Star Wars for the first time. And I'm sitting at a Star Wars desk in a Star Wars house. As you can see behind me, I have a
And then they
case
watched
of
the movie.
droids.
So wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
You had never seen Sarah. You had never seen Star Wars until you and Lewis got together.
Never. No. My claim to fame, not really. My great aunt dated William Shatner.
Wait,
So
what?
You have a
yeah,
great
they went to school together in Canada. So
Oh my
they
God.
dated. Apparently he's an asshole. She called him Billy Shatner.
Oh my
She said he
God.
wasn't very nice. They didn't like him very much, but she still dated him. So we always just were like Trekkies, if anything.
She's
I'm
from
the
Canada?
only nerdy one in my family.
Sarah's
Ooh.
officially
Your
the
great
coolest
aunt's from
person on this
Canada?
podcast.
Right?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, guys. See, the good thing about me is that I'm actually a Canadian citizen.
Wow, that's my favorite state.
So I can run away if I want to. Until then,
Can always go south towards the Gulf of America, Sarah. Heard it's nice this time of year. Actually, it's not south for you. I guess it's just like 3 steps to the left or something.
well, I can't fly. We'll just start swimming to Puerto Rico. At least it's an island. It's pretty down there.
So I don't have anything exciting coming up this week with my kid, but I do have a funny kid story. I had my first poop bath.
Oh, so good.
So
Yeah.
now you've graduated from rubbing it under your eyes to now you're taking a bath in it.
I had nothing to do with her. No, no. So Emily took the
It's
dog
actually
to
an
the
improved smell.
Emily took the dog to the vet, so I did nighttime routine with Ellie. So I'm giving her a bath, and she starts grunting. I was like, I know what this means. So I start freaking out. Like, what do you do in a situation mid poop? I'm thinking
Pick
this
her
is
up and put her
this
on the
is
toilet.
So that's what I was gonna do. So I pick her up. I was actually gonna run to her room with her naked, dripping wet, to get a diaper, which was the dumbest thing. I was actually gonna take a dirty diaper out of the trash. Anyway, I don't know what I was going to do. I don't know what I was gonna do. There was a diaper sitting right next to me that I just took out like her out of to get a bath. I was just gonna like
Yeah, so it's probably not dirty.
yes,
It's
I was just gonna
probably
squat her over that or something and let her do her business there. Anyway, but like she's grunting. I pick her up and a little turd falls out into the bathtub, which I was kind of happy about because it was a constipated turd. Thank goodness for constipated babies. And a little constipated turd. And so I get a little doggy bag. Did I ever throw that away? Shit. It's still sitting in my trash can upstairs. Oh my
Literally
God.
shit.
I was gonna say, I kept going to my bathroom. Like,
The
I need to
ants are
clean
all
this thing.
over
Something
it.
smells horrible in here.
And we
just
wonder
light a
why
candle.
He's got a house infested with ants.
Yeah, I just light a candle. They're everywhere, by the way, but not a lot. There's just like one crawling in like the most random. Anyway, hunting season's coming, so I just started blasting Kanye West. They all got scared. So, I'm gonna write this down. Please remove poop bag from bathroom trash can. So I can't forget. Babe, you can blow out the candle. I know what it is. so I get the poop out of there, put it in the trash can, and then I sit her back down in the bathtub, and then I'm like, well, there's poop water now. So I drain the bathtub, and I fill it back. I'm like, you know what would clean this is a bubble bath. So I squirt so much of her
Wait.
her soap.
You know what would clean this is a bubble bath.
Yeah, it's soap, dude.
So you didn't like scrub the area?
Well, it was like it was in there for 2 seconds.
It was like a little poop
It was in
nugget.
there for 2 seconds. and I just grabbed it out real quick of the dog bag.
5-second
With the
rule.
poop bag. Exactly. So it went down, the water went down the drain. So I'm like, I'm not eating off my shower floor, Scott. I don't need to. So I give her a bubble bath. I start putting the bubble. This would be so much fun. It's gonna make for really great pictures. Until I realize she's not even 9 months old. She's going on to eat the shit out of these bubbles. And the literal shit, because it's not clean, because it's just so they were shit bubbles. No, but so it was horrible. I had which I learned for the first time, that when you first turn the water on, that the stuff that comes out of the bottom there, that's a foot wash. It's considered like where you wash your feet. Yeah. So I had to keep that on the whole time, because I had a cup, and every time she'd get the bubbles, and she looked like a crack addict with these bubbles. She would go down, hold the bubbles, start shaking, and then just go towards her face. So I had to get the cup and just throw the water onto her hands. So before her hands went in her mouth, the water was just cleaning the bubbles. I was getting so stressed out, and also she's trying to stand in the bathtub now. She's standing everywhere now. She's trying to stand up, like, stop! You can't do that. She's getting mad at me. She's trying to eat more bubbles, and. So and then it's like, okay, I'm done bathing her, and because at that point I'm like, the bubble water probably cleaned her. So so then I'm like, how do I rinse her off? There's just soapy water everywhere. So I had to just put her under like a doll underneath the foot wash, and I'm just like rotating her like a roast pig underneath the foot wash.
That's when you do that football hold. You hold her with like one arm. And you take the shower and you douse her down.
It was. That's a really good idea.
Take notes.
Next time. Yeah, so horrible. We got our first poop bath. The funny thing is I did get a picture, because the first thing that I instinctively do as soon as the poop goes in there is I put her back in the bathtub and took a picture, because it was so funny. Because you can see like the little turd, and she's just screaming. she's so upset. Great picture. It'll be like for her 18th birthday. That'll be like one of the pictures on the wall probably. First poop bath.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was my big event.
Nice.
This week, yeah.
All right. Well, Darren, where can our listeners find you?
By the way, this is a good Valentine's Day episode.
Oh, yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You can find me managing the Parents Night Out Twitter. Yeah.
Parents Knit Out.
Knit Out.
That's right. We are back on X. Parents Knit Out. I couldn't fit night.
That was okay. So out of everything, so Parents Night Out taken on Twitter, or you can't fit it. I think probably the worst alternative would be. Can I talk tonight? The worst alternative was probably Parents Knit Out. Like, you're gonna put like piano podcast or like parents. It looked like you didn't know how to spell. Like, it looks like
you could have spelled it like night, like Knight.
If anybody wants to edit it, go right for it. We only have 3 followers right now, so it doesn't matter.
One of them's me.
We had 4, but then Kanye deactivated his Twitter.
So, Darren, where can our listeners find you?
I'm managing the
it, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Nick?
You can find me on Instagram at Emotional Supports Gay Nick, and on all social media platforms at Sandpiper Vacations to book all of your vacation planning.
It's been quite.
Sorry. Sarah?
You can find me on one social media platform, TikTok, at SuperSarah94.
Chris?
Just follow us on Instagram. What is our Instagram handle?
I have no idea. You guys changed it. But all of our links are on our website.
Yeah, just go to... What's our website?
NotDarren.com.
Go to NoNewFriendsPodcast.com for all of our socials.
That's right. And you can connect with all of us. All of our social media links are on our website. So check that out. Join our Discord
I don't know what just happened. I can't hear you anything. All I hear is Eagles music. Eagle?
No, we couldn't hear
I
you.
can't even hear
We couldn't
you.
hear you last week
We
either
can't hear
during the
you
Joe
at all.
Hendry thing.
Sounds like
can't
a-
No one can
I hear
hear you.
music. Do you hear us?
I like this though.
Thank you so much for watching or listening. We'll see you next time.
Oh, no, I hear you.
Oh, you signed
See you
off.
later, Poopy Bus.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you during the Joe Hendry thing either.
I know, but it's okay because it still records me.
Yeah, I know. That's why I figured.
Alex, when you do that, so the start when you're syncing up the audio, you're gonna hear the bells, the ding, 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 and then I start talking because sometimes it doesn't always line up properly. So, ding, 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 and then I start talking.
Are you telling Alex he's bad at his job?
No, I would not. No, he's a fantastic editor.
Good, because he is.
He's fantastic. All right, this is probably going to be split into 2 episodes, possibly.
I think it was long enough. to
Yeah,
do.
an hour and a half. So I'll
Yeah.
split it into 2:45.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Because I mean, like we could, in theory, we could still record next week, but I'm not going to be able to edit it because I leave Thursday, and he.
I mean, if you
usually
want to show
edits
me
it.
how to, if you want to show me how to edit it this week, I can take care of it for you.
Well, I mean, I'll show you this week because I'm probably gonna put out the Kevin episode, and then are you guys gonna record without me?
Yeah, we could record without you.
Yeah. The Monday that I'm not here.
Yeah. Oh, just Monday? I thought indefinitely.
I may not be let back into Mexico.
That's true. Dude,
States, who
yeah,
knows?
that's
One can hope.
Cooper DeJean just got a pick 6. The white barrier has been broken.
This
you-
is our Jesse Jackson moment.
Have you seen the thing that was like Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in
Oh, yeah, that was
1947?
our Jackie Robinson
Cooper
moment,
Cooper DeJean did it in 2024.
yeah. Yes.
Do you know the whole exciting whites thing?
What?
Do you know how? You don't know about the? Okay, so Reed Blankenship's white. He's our safety, and then
Right.
Cooper DeJean is super white. So there was this meme on Twitter. Like whenever they do good, like someone would just tweet. Like if you go around like a liquor store, one of the signs was "exciting whites." So whenever they do something good, people just respond with "exciting whites." So some people made the shirts, and they wore shirts, and it was both of them, and it said "exciting whites" on it. Like the whole team has embraced it. It's so funny.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Hitler song.
It was made in the 40s. Anyway, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Go on if you're on YouTube and you don't feel like doing anything else tonight, you haven't seen it already, or if you want to do something else tonight, I guess. I have the Kanye West tweets his country songs part 2, which is better than part 1 in my opinion. And I also have a Donald Trump tweets as a country song as well. If you guys have crazy tweets that you would like turned into a country song, please submit them, and we'll do a compilation. We are releasing an album, so
What?
I did have what
A compile?
Oh, I love a good compile.
we were selling merch until Kanye West's publicist or whatever banned it from the store. I looked, it was Bravado something, and that's who represents Kanye West. They took our design down from TeePublic within like 20 minutes. The Wild Wild West album art, Scott.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you buy one before they took it down?
No, I'm not buying anything with Kanye West on it. I was just trying to make a couple dollars from our 2 minutes of fame, from our MSN fame. But
It's not
anyway,
even
YouTube.
your fame.
No.
Someone's fame.
Dane just posted in Discord. It says Chris when he finally posts a huge tweet, and it's a video of Chris Paul. It says Chris Paul hits a
Fucking
huge 3
Fearbuck,
to cut the
man.
lead down to 42. Yeah, Fearbuck. Fuck that guy. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out these videos
Thank
over
you
on YouTube.
all.
Love you guys.